Raj does it
No.
better. I mean, he does it with more grace.
I would say
Come,
Oh,
Rosh,
he does
come
it
on,
with more
Rosh,
grace.
come on, let's hear it.
Oh, damn.
Let's hear it. Come on.
that was a one-time performance. It's a rare occasion.
Raj,
Never
come
gonna happen
on,
again.
Raj.
Nah, nah,
Boo.
nah,
Raj,
nah.
Raj, please,
Please,
Raj,
Boo.
please,
please.
please,
Please,
pretty
please, please,
please.
please.
Nah, 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 nah. I ain't doing it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Hydra Deconstructed. We have a very interesting episode with us today, and as usual, we have Rosh and Pablo with us. Uh,
Sup, my peeps?
we have Yassine too, and a very special guest joining us today. It is
We have my best friend since 10th class, and her name is Navi. Navi, take it away.
안녕하세요, 여러분. Hermit Clan 나비입니다. Hello, everyone. I am Navi from Hermit Clan.
Thank the Lord you spoke in English. I thought we needed subtitles for a second there.
So did I. So did I.
I mean, yeah, none of us know Korean. If that was
Yeah, what-
Korean, that
Yes,
was
he
that-
might.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, Yassine, you might know some Korean, right?
No.
No.
You,
Come on,
you're,
gotta be knowing
you're a
something.
bad liar, man. You're a bad liar. Just
Don't look at the picture.
whatever
just
you
like-
do, Yassine, just never play poker in your life.
Exactly.
No, don't worry.
I mean,
Also, guys,
your
you
money
might.
would be my money if we play poker.
I mean, I've played really good poker.
I mean,
challenge actually.
well, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
As the
We
only
can
one
play
here who
problems
wants to
together.
apparently talk about the podcast topic itself, you might be wondering who the hell Navi is. Well,
And what the fuck?
Navi. Yeah.
Navi, give us some more
Well, if
info
you
about
can't
yourself.
decipher from the title of the episode, Navi here represents Hermit Clan, which is a big K-pop dance group which is based out of Hyderabad, and she's with us here today, and she's here to educate us and give us more insight about the K-pop culture.
Take away, Navi.
Okay, so how much do you guys know about K-pop? I just want to know.
I mean,
well,
do-
on a scale of 1
I'd
to
say
10,
solid
let's
six
say
or
I 3.
Okay,
I
do
know-
integers
Oh.
count?
do integers count?
Whatever.
I mean,
Because
I
my
mean,
scale's going
I-
in negative right now.
Oh, damn.
I
Okay.
know all of 2 songs. One of them is Gangnam Style, so you know that's how bad it is. So I know Gangnam Style and Boy with Love, and that's it. Nothing else.
Wow, you're a boy with love. That's.
Look, like every single.
I see Rahul is like pretty confident with 3. Let's
I mean,
see.
yeah, I am confident. It's only because of you, because you made me listen to most of the songs.
Hey, but it was not on force though.
I
It
mean,
was up to you.
I didn't have any other option, so yeah.
What do you mean? That's
like
so
Navi,
mean.
like Navi, like you know how there's
Yeah.
weeaboos for Japanese culture, where there's these like people who like take in kimonos and katanas and like anime stuff. I think Navi has Korean swords in her house and just put
Yeah.
Rahul at knife point, saying
I mean,
in Korean.
I
I'll
wish
vote for
I
that.
did.
I'll
I
vote for that.
wish.
Anyway,
So, yeah.
Navi, so going on, you were saying something about your Hermit Clan team. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Hermit Clan is a dance cover group, K-pop dance cover group. Like we have been formed in 2017, and we actually formed for this K-pop contest that Ministry of Foreign Affairs South Korea like conducts it throughout the world. It's called Changwon K-pop World Festival. So there'll be like so like thousands, actually like lakhs of entries participating in this. In India itself, like we have like some 80,000, 70,000 entries. I don't remember the exact count.
And
It's
for our
huge.
American listeners, a lakh is 100,000. So you know we use
Yeah.
a very old form
We
of
use
measurement.
numbers. We use numbers.
We use extra commas.
Yeah.
Alright,
So-
before we get into that, what exactly is K-pop? Because I've heard very different definitions.
I mean, when I first heard K-pop, I thought it was a serial. It was a serial name, so I'm not exact. So,
I
but
thought
now
it was-
do, but-
I thought it was a snack.
I mean, yeah, that's what. I mean, oh, a new cereal in the market. Okay.
And
Yeah.
it could be a snack depending on your perspective, but K-pop is like a music genre originated from South Korea in the early 90s. It's relatively new. Like it's very new. It's like 30 years old. So even though it has like this pop in its name, it has a lot of music genres. Like you got pop, you got jazz, you got hip hop, EDM, country, folk, and R&B. Like everyone has
So wait,
a
so what
piece
you're
in
trying to
there.
say is K-pop is also which has jazz and then all
I
those
think-
other kinds.
Yeah, no, she's actually got a point because if you think about it, any music that comes out of Korea, they just label it K-pop.
I mean, yeah,
Yes.
that's what. I mean, it's
True.
kind of hard for me to understand. I mean, can you
I
dumb it
think
for me?
in terms of like categorizing music, there isn't really like specific categories these days, since we're all
They're just too lazy
exploring-
to do it,
exploring
dude.
zones.
I mean,
Exactly.
it's less to do with laziness and more to do with the fact that almost everyone uses a similar type of music sort of format, like like EDM based choruses and then auto-tune and blah 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 synthetic instruments.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like say this is a unique genre of music when everyone does music the same way nowadays.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
The music is like one. If you look at one K-pop song, at the start, it has this slow ballad kind of feel, and like as you go, it has this EDM build up, and you have this R&B chorus, and you have this really bubblegum pop, yeah, synths and all that.
Yeah.
So it's like in
Yeah.
one song they're like complete different structures, but there are other songs which are individually jazz or pop or like rock, something like that.
So it's basically like an adolescent girl's mind.
I mean, it's not adolescent. Like there's
I mean,
a lot of there's
To
an
be
age
fair,
group.
So what you're trying to say is like there isn't really like a specific formula to K-pop, but
Yeah,
they explore stuff around.
yeah.
I mean,
It's
let's
about
just get this straight. Let me just get this straight for everyone. We four do not know anything except Navi. So I mean, the 3% is basically let's say -3, and then Mukil in the decimal point. So we know nothing.
basically what this is we're noobs who don't know how to do math, asking a chess master how to do like a really strategic form of piece. Basically, that's what we're doing.
Exactly. So, I mean, this is for all
It's
of you
pretty
to-
much it's
to
pretty much a
make it
master class on Korean pop.
We're
Yeah,
noobs. She's
pretty
a
much.
master.
That's what we'll be learning about K-pop.
yeah.
Though I have
So,
one question. I have
Sure.
one question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how the hell did K-pop become popular over any other like international genre of music? Because by the way, people, if you can hear in the background, my mom's cooking something called a pressure cooker, which makes a lot of noise. So if I sound like I'm dying next to a volcano, you know why. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So how did K-pop become so popular? Because
In India.
Western music,
Yeah,
in the
dude.
world in
Like,
general.
what's the
'cause,
hype?
I think
like,
It's
We're going
because of how K-pop is done. It's like quite transparent how the training goes about, how these people get in, how the debut, how the production works, how these artists works. Like these artists who are like out there, they're most of them like groups, but you also have like solo artists and other stuff. They have a theme, a specific theme for each and every group. So each and every group represents one aspect, but as they grow in career, they change their concepts with them. It's like they're budding into a flower kind
like
of thing.
making it more family friendly
so
and like
building a
commercial.
storyline or
It's not
Is-
exactly family friendly or commercial, but it depends on the group's theme. Like for
What you're
example,
saying is that every
so
group
they're
has
building
their
a
own
storyline
theme.
over time.
yeah,
something like that.
exactly.
Okay.
Every group has its own theme. For example,
So
Uh,
let's say so you tell me, what does BTS have?
actually, there's an interesting fact about BTS is that they started out as a hip hop group, like a full hardcore hip hop group. But
Okay.
as the years went by, they got like a lot of international attention of their concept. Their concept is like targeting teen audience and even other aspects in society, like not going by the traditional standards, which is not right, and it's like very stereotypical. They fought against that idea, and then they became this very friendly, approaching, a lot of love spreading kind of group.
I mean,
that
because
kind of
yeah,
reminds me.
that's
That
what
kind of
like
reminds. Oh
anyone
God,
says
this
K-pop, the
noise.
first thing which comes to my mind is BTS. Because everywhere I go, anyone I ask what's the best band in K-pop, I mean that's what I just hear. Most of the majority say BTS. I mean, if I'm not wrong.
So BTS is practically like a big teddy
The
bear.
most mainstream, the most
Yeah.
mainstream one, basically.
I think it has to do with a lot of collaborations as well.
I mean, that could also be the thing as well. I mean,
Also, that kind of reminds me of
I
how the
think-
Beatles formed, because originally the Beatles were a hard rock kind of group, and they used to do crazy ass stuff in Germany. Like, for example, if no one liked their music while they were playing in these clubs in Germany, they wore like bike leather jackets and stuff. They'd literally throw flaming condoms and stuff into the crowd. They used to do crazy stuff like
Wow.
that. And then a record could be
Okay.
Okay, can you hear the stuff in the background in my house? I swear to God, it sounds like a bloody like war zone here because the way my mom's cooking right now. Can you hear anything?
I hope it's good though.
no, before
Mildly, but
Mildly,
it's
okay.
it's not important. Do go
Oh,
on.
good.
I want to hear
Well,
more
then-
about the flaming condoms.
Okay, look, basically and then they used to do like hard drugs and stuff and whatnot in the 50s. Then in the 60s, when they started becoming a bit more popular, when they went back to the UK, they were banned from doing any sort of like concerts and stuff in Germany because of how wild they were. When they went back to Britain, a record producer was like, look, you guys got talent, but we need to like brush up your appearance a bit so people actually like you. Then they put on the tweed suits, the bowl haircuts, and they made songs like, you know, like I wanna hold your hand, all that nonsense. And then they became the Beatles. So apparently starting off hardcore and then becoming family friendly is the best way to start a band.
I don't think that's necessarily becoming family friendly. I think they're just diversifying their portfolios, you know?
Yeah, they're just exploring more music genres because, yeah, why not?
well, there goes Rosh's idea of making a boy band.
Yeah,
I'm just look. I would be a solo artist, all right. I'd be legs akimbo, Rosh akimbo. I'd
Except
just be
not
like,
about you.
you know.
Something
Sure.
like that.
Sure.
Now
Yeah.
they'd listen, mate. They'd listen. They'd listen to my amazing voice, and you know how good I can sing.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, we
You'll
did
have
have
pressure
sample.
cooker as you sing.
Yes, sure.
It'll be so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
then,
So-
yeah.
As you can tell, guys, this is going very, very, very weirdly because none of us know anything about K-pop. So let's look at the list
Yeah,
and
we
go
started
through
talking
the
about
order.
Beatles. Dude, let's get back to K-pop. What the hell,
Yeah.
dude?
Oh, well, look. Okay, where are your notes? I found your notes. You talk about the 4 generations. I don't know what that is. What are the 4 generations of K-pop? I ask with genuine enthusiasm.
Okay, so there are like 4 generations. Like I said, it started in the early 90s.
Mhm.
They started with this, you know,
Early 90s. It went all the way back then.
yeah,
I
it,
mean,
it started in
it's pretty
92.
new for a
I mean, for
category of
music, it's pretty new, yeah. But then
Very
I just
new.
thought it started recently. Okay, then go ahead.
Like it was started by this group called Soteji and Boys. These people, like, they made a sensation in the country. Like, they became huge. They were just everywhere. Like how BTS is right now throughout the world. They were like that in Korea and in the Asian market. It was like a breakthrough. It was like pioneering in music in Asia.
Mhm.
So,
And this
So-
is in the 90s.
so Teji
this
and
is
Boys.
It was in the 90s. It was in the 90s.
So-
And then slowly the theme started changing into like being different from the society, then going with the cutesy concepts and love concepts, like, you know, with
But-
girl groups, there's a lot of bubblegum pop and love songs.
Wait,
and with the
so
guys, it's like
I have-
desperate love.
What's bubblegum pop exactly?
It's like this very, very, very upbeat songs. It just gives you that cutesy feeling and, you know, very nice feeling. Like a lot.
I have a question. You talk about that K-pop went against societal norms, but what
Yeah.
were they going up against? Because, for example, in Japanese culture, one of the reasons why manga became so popular for certain genres in the 70s and 80s, specifically shonen manga, was because in that period of Japanese history, there's a lot of, like, you know, gang warfare in the cities and the streets. And as a result, a lot of kids want to read mangas about these super powerful heroes who could never lose, which is why that became popular. And so eventually, as things became safer there, things like Dragon Ball Z, where the heroes are weaker than the villains, came around because they felt that the youth who were listening or reading these mangas felt like they could actually overcome their obstacles. So what were the K-pop people like speaking out against in the 90s that made them so popular? What was going on in Korea at the time? If you know, if you don't know, we'll edit this bit out and pretend we asked something else.
So in the 90s, like if you know, Korea was actually a country that was in the poverty, but now it's like one of the top GDP countries. Like,
I thought South Korea was always quite rich compared to North Korea, especially.
No. It was like really bad. The situation was really bad. So a lot of Koreans had to go to German, get work there, send money to Korea, and they brought all that learning back to Korea, and they started developing the country. Like within 60 years, it just became like one of top 10 highest GDP countries.
Oh wow.
So in the 90s, all that was changing, and everywhere you could see engineers, doctors. It became like very centered to that. And a lot of people loved music. They used to listen to the American music, which was there everywhere. And this one particular man called Lee Soo-man, he's the founder of the company called SM Entertainment. He went to America.
Can you repeat that again?
Lee Soo-man.
Lee Soo-man.
So that's
I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name. So Lee Soo-man.
Yeah.
SM Entertainment. That's
Yes.
Okay, Lee Soo-man. Thank you, Mr. Lee Soo-man.
For ruining the lives of old men everywhere and making little children happy. Wait, that sounds wrong.
No, actually, he made a lot of people's dreams come true because he was the one who established the whole music. He made the music industry their kind of thing, like in this mainstream K-pop, how it is right now. He used to feel bad.
If Lee Soo-man wasn't here, right? I mean, if Lee Soo-man didn't do that, then we wouldn't have K-pop right now.
That's a bit argumentative. We wouldn't know.
Okay.
But with history, what we know is that he actually made this company, and a lot of boys and groups and all solo artists. And that led to opening of other companies, and it became really competitive, and the production increased. And if you ever noticed, if you watch the K-pop music videos, they cost thousands of dollars, sometimes millions too.
Yeah, I mean, I did.
There's a lot of unnecessary stuff in there.
I think they want to make
It's actually not unnecessary. You would make, you would think like that.
Unique. I mean, is unique a good word for this? I mean,
yeah, you can
I think
say
it has
unique.
to do more with appeal.
I mean, better. I mean, when you compare it to the other videos, I mean, these are much more appealing to the. I mean, it looks different from others. I mean, I guess that's one way how you differentiate K-pop to regular music.
Yes, definitely. Actually, like aesthetics, look-wise, appealing, but also there's a lot of concept. A lot of people might not get it when you start K-pop, but as you get in and when you watch their content, you will understand, oh, this means this set means that, and this particular thing on the screen means this, and how it's related to the concept, you'll get to know as you go deeper into K-pop. At first, you would be like, what is all these colors? What is this random screening of people, beautiful people who...
To the untrained eye, it just looks exorbitantly extra.
I mean, I need someone to tell me what's going on so that I could understand. But then once I got to understand, I kind of felt, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
That's exactly what they do. They're like, try to bring in people to question things. Okay, why is this there? Why is there so much happening here? Why is this happening here? Why is this camera trick like this? And all that. At first, it'll be really
interesting
confusing,
take on media creation.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I mean, so there is a lot of thought for all these videos. Obviously, no wonder it's going to be, I mean, a big, huge industry.
Yeah, exactly. It makes billions, dude. So, you gotta put a lot. No gain,
so
no
now
pain,
I know
no
what to do
gain.
after college.
But it's not that easy. It's like really, really difficult. If you see the amount of work that they do and the cameras that use, the equipment, oh my god, when you see the behind the scenes, you will be mind blown.
I mean, my mind is always blown right now for all the description you gave right now, for all the opportunities I have. So yeah, I mean, not a bad thing to do after college, I guess.
I mean,
Definitely.
no offense, Rahul. We're not exactly like physically capable of being K-pop stars. As in, we can't dance.
Guy who
We can't
behind
dance.
the
We're not.
scenes. I can be the guy behind the scenes.
What do
If
you
I'm
mean, the
not
guy
wrong,
behind the scenes?
if I'm
I
not
mean, you
wrong,
can-
you're not
you can
pretty
produce
enough to be
songs,
in the
though.
K-pop industry, Pablo.
Yeah, what?
If I'm not wrong, you're not pretty enough to be in the K-pop industry.
For you to judge.
I don't know. I read
I
it
mean,
somewhere.
But
Oh, yeah.
I mean, behind the scenes, no one actually cares how you looks, but on
mean,
the
yeah,
screen,
that's
it
what-
does matter a lot. Like the
Like,
standards are
I
really
know
high
myself.
up
I
there.
know my standards. I know my
'Cause
standards.
I've noticed some groups having specifically people who dance or are with like the visual stuff more than like the singing part. Even though singing part is like the main thing they're going for.
Yeah, I can see Pablo being the herbal tea guy,
Mhm.
Like
on the
chai
set.
guy. He's a guy- he's a chai wala. He just goes around giving people tea. It's like, hey, what's up,
Yeah.
Mr. Stu? Like, hey, what's up, Mr. Chang, Mr. Whatever. I don't know any Korean surnames. I'm just in Japanese and Chinese surnames.
Guy in BTS. His name is Kimmel.
Kimmel?
Jimmy.
Is-
Kimmel?
Jimmy.
Dude, that's an
Jimmy.
American guy. Jimmy Kimmel's an American talk show
Yeah,
host, you
Jimmy-
idiot.
No, the
Yeah,
guy named Jimmy on
exactly.
BTS.
Dude, there's a difference between a white bearded talk show host who's 40 years old in America and a young 20-year-old Korean guy singing.
Navi, am I not wrong? Isn't there a guy named Jimmy in BTS?
Oh, you said
It's not
Jimmy.
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 It's Jimin.
This dude just-
It's Park Jimin. It's
Jim
Jimin. There's
Yin.
a difference.
I mean, okay, I
Been before.
maybe a bit close, but okay, fine, sure.
Hold on.
Yeah,
We're not
Um,
close at all.
Sure.
Navi, could you repeat his name again?
It's Jimin.
His
Jimin.
full name?
Yeah.
Jimin.
Jimin.
How would you
Jim
spell that in
In.
Yeah, Jimin.
And how would
Jimin.
you spell that in Korean?
I can't say it, but I can write you a text.
Yeah, fine, sure. So if you guys want to know how it's written in Korean, just follow us on Twitter because that's where we want to post it.
Yes, follow us on Twitter.
I highly do.
We'll post the Jimin name in Korean on our Twitter page.
And if you want your name in Korean, follow us on Twitter again so that and DM us or do whatever you want.
Yeah,
so
we
that
can see
Yeah.
Pablo struggle to write
You-
You
your
you
just
could
DM
DM us for
like me.
other stuff too.
Right.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Please don't do that. You will literally get harassed for 10 years straight. It's not worth the effort.
Gosh.
Oh, but Navi, like, have we talked about your dancing stuff yet? I don't know. I have short-term memory loss. I don't.
Oh, the dance.
Oh yeah, we haven't
Yeah.
talked about
Yeah, we
Hermit
haven't
Clan.
talked about that actually.
Tell us
how
about
did that
Hermit
start?
Clan.
Topic Hermit Clan. Tell us about Hermit Clan.
Okay, so we started in 2017, like I said before.
Yes.
But we actually formed for a contest. Like I said, Tangwon K-pop World Festival, which is conducted by
Okay.
Ministry of Foreign Affairs in
Mhm.
South Korea. So this thing is huge, and we all loved K-pop. My team, before we formed, like we knew each other, but we like never thought of like forming and like that because we met in these culture days, culture celebrations that we had of like inter exchange kind of thing.
Okay, so
And
go ahead.
So how exactly did you come up with the idea to form a clan?
for the contest, actually, we wanted to participate in the contest. We loved the stage. We just wanted to be there. We wanted to go to South Korea because if you won in India, you would go to South Korea. I mean, this was the case for everyone throughout the country who wanted to be in this contest.
Mhm.
So
And
so it wasn't like four idiots coming up with an idea overnight to start a podcast.
no, actually, we actually had auditions. I actually
Really?
auditioned. Yeah.
We should have had auditions, guys.
If we had
Oh, yeah.
auditions, we would have failed.
If we did, none of us would be here right now.
Exactly.
That's one of the
So,
good benefits of the internet. Any idiot can become famous. Look at, for example.
Hey,
I wouldn't call it.
I
idiot.
wouldn't call an
I mean,
idiot.
I mean,
mean, yeah.
okay.
I'm
to be
gonna
fair-
I'm gonna have to censor that for publicity reasons.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, go on, Navi, go on, Navi.
Yeah.
So, as if you guys ever saw the dances in K-pop, God,
Mhm.
They're
This is
actually pretty
so-
I
damn
think
good.
they're so well produced.
They're pretty
and
damn
like,
good.
this so
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
but
I don't know how much hours they practice
so
for.
hard to
It's so
learn
good
and
looking.
practice.
So yeah, Navi, how long would it take you to practice for, let's say, I mean, you have a competition tomorrow. So how long would it take for you guys to practice?
Tomorrow, honey, that's impossible.
I think
Give
the
you a month.
ideal answer would be they would already be ready if their
I mean,
competition was tomorrow.
I mean,
I
yeah, they
mean,
would be ready, but then how long would it take normally to make up, to make a new,
For you to figure out a dance.
yeah, that's what,
A
yeah.
choreography. How
Choreography, yeah,
how
pretty
long
much.
did you choreograph a dance?
as a team, we would like right now at the pace where we are, it would take us a month to master the whole choreography, just a month.
Mhm.
But when we initially started it as a whole team, it took us like 6 months to
6
do
months.
the, yeah, 6 months.
Wow, that's
For
I think
I mean,
that's
that's
a lot of time.
that's
time and dedication
that's
to it.
almost as long as how much COVID lasted.
I mean,
Yeah.
There's
really,
a lot of time and dedication to it. I mean, if that was me, I was like, this is not doing it. I mean, I give up.
I mean, I have a question. Was that 6 months for? Was it 6 months for one piece of choreography? Was it 6 months for the whole, like, for multiple dances? What do you mean?
The whole song, like one
Just-
song is like
oh my
around 3
God.
minutes 40 seconds or like 4 minutes. The whole song would take 6 months. Like initially when we started, because the style was different from what we know.
Okay.
Like previously we used to dance like just Arabic,
Indian.
Zumba, and
Oh, okay,
Bollywood, the so-called Bollywood.
But
Mhm.
surely Bollywood dancing would be just as strenuous because I've seen, like, because
Yeah.
but it's even more strenuous in Bollywood dancing, doing like K-pop based like dancing in like concerts and stuff like that. I didn't realize that. Interesting.
It's
So,
not
yeah, I
exactly more difficult, it's just different. It's like
Okay.
very different. The
Mhm.
style is like popping, b-boying, and a lot of hip hop. And
I have a
I
question.
have a
Yeah.
question.
yeah.
So
When
when you guys started out,
In 2017,
no, when you guys started out, did you guys know like, well, was everyone like well versed in dancing, or you just like started out?
no, not everyone was well versed in dancing.
So you were
That's
just
why.
like
Ross,
listening
there's a
to
shot for
K-pop, but
joining a dance
no
group.
one wasn't really like specifically good in dancing.
Yeah, like some of us were really good. Some of us were like, yes, if we put some time, we would just get it off pretty
Mhm.
much easily. But there were
Where
some
did you
members
fall? Where did you
I
fall
fall-
in this category?
I fall in the second category. I'm not like
You kind of knew what you're doing basically, but not really.
I wouldn't say that. It's just each song has a different body language that you
Okay,
have to
fair
adopt to. So yeah, it depends on the song.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like you said, every K-pop group has its own thing, right?
Yeah.
So, what would you say Hermit Clan has, which is different from everyone else?
From
yeah,
everyone
like
else,
yeah, like what's the
mean, what's
motto
your
or the
main-
idea behind Hermit Clan?
Yeah.
Actually, we started out, we want to perfect the craft of doing the K-pop dance. Though I say just K-pop, but there are many different dance styles. We all want to, reach the level of a hermit. Like a hermit is the one who practices his meditation and all his spirituality stuff at the
Yeah.
highest level, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
expert, advanced level. That's what we want to see ourselves also.
In
But
the Korean dance thing.
yes,
Oh, I mean, that's actually really good.
Basically,
also
you
the
want to
name-
go to the boss level in K-pop.
Pretty
Yes.
much. And
Yeah.
the name Korean, not name Korean. What's the name? Hermit Clan is actually pretty catchy as well. Hermit Clan. Like it's a good name. Though I assumed at first your group name was Hermit Crab, which made me very confused. I thought you did crab-based dances in K-pop. Like that's very interesting. I've never seen that before.
Totally different.
actually, this is an interesting fact. Our
Okay.
followers are called as hermit crabs. We call them hermit crabs.
So people are following our crabs?
Yeah, we call our followers the crabs. Hermit crabs are like the cute crabs. If you ever seen the picture, then
Yeah,
it's
I wouldn't call them cute, but okay.
They are cute though. Like
I mean,
they
you put them in cartoons, then they're cute.
No, but to be
Yeah.
fair though, calling your fans calling themselves hermit crabs aren't that bad considering
I mean, that's
Benedict
actually
Cumber-
catchy. I mean, what's up, my crabs?
That's corny, man. No, don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No,
never do that again.
I mean, it sounded good in my head.
Well, dude, your head is like on another planet. Don't bother.
I lost connection.
They signed up followers like really cute, dude. Like they supported us like from the start. I cannot tell you how much thankful we are
How
for them.
just for clarification and for our own selfish interest, how did you gain a following?
Like you have to be
when
consistent in
when
making
nudge, nudge.
content and lot. You need to be very interactive with your followers. Like in real life, all the followers that we know, most of them we know them in real life, and they have been like our supporters from the start. And I'm really thankful for the followers who have come afterwards, because they're keeping us going, and because of our followers, we got featured on VH1 India.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
Tell us about that
Yeah.
actually. Tell us about how that started. Like how long you were doing it prior to the VH1 thing. How you got
Hopefully, I
into
hope you take
VH1.
notes for this.
Yeah, we need all the info we can get from this.
I actually can't tell you how it happened, but it's confidential. So
Does it have to be? Oh, tell us in private. We'll talk about it later.
but when we got this opportunity and we were like, VH1 India, oh my god, like it was because VH1 India as music promoter is like huge. It does mainstream music promotion in India.
Do
And-
they?
I mean, I remember seeing. Oh yeah, I do actually remember seeing that. Actually, I mean, for our listeners, if you guys want to listen to it, follow Hermit Clan on Instagram so that you can see what happened on VH1.
Also follow Hide Legion on Instagram to keep updated on the latest gaming news.
Shameless plug for everything.
Yeah. Just shove it in there.
We don't have sponsors yet. That's true.
This right now is the promotion zone.
Yes.
It's
About
like
the-
when we get big, hopefully in a year, this is the point where we skill share for $900.
Yeah, the number of followers and the number of listeners to us we have right now, I guess it's going to take at least another month. So I mean, we're close to that, I guess.
A month, my ass, but still.
Be positive.
But getting back.
Anyway, so last going back.
Does Hermit
Sorry.
Clan have people approaching them for recruitment?
yes, we do. A lot of times.
I'm on my way.
I mean, it depends. Like right now, monetary this thing is like an issue, but we're open to whoever wants to collaborate and work with us.
Speaking of that, I was wondering because you went to Korea, didn't you? You and your group, the Hermit Clan, for a dance competition thingy.
No, we actually haven't. I wish we did, but we didn't. We only have
when we were talking. You said you did. I thought was that someone else? I don't remember.
No.
They
It was-
almost did, I believe.
Oh, they almost did.
Yeah, we actually been to the finals in India, but we didn't
Okay, that's what it
win
was.
there.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So if you win in India, you have to have this world audition again to get to Korea. You won't just directly go
so
there
it's
because
incredibly competitive. It's really
yeah,
competitive.
very.
Rush, it's like the Indian
Wow.
education system. You write your 12th boards to just write other exams after.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Once again,
pretty
for-
much. Yeah.
For American listeners, because 20-30% of people watching this are from America, God knows why, but for American listeners who don't know how Indian education works, it's basically like a conveyor belt, and if you fall off the conveyor belt, you go into lava and die.
No. If you
It's
fall
not
off,
that bad though.
if you fall off the conveyor belt, you just land on another conveyor belt, and it's just a vicious cycle. It just keeps
Yeah.
repeating
Your
again and
conveyor
again.
belt.
You just
Every
keep on
No, stop.
rotating until a guy comes and picks you up for whatever talent you have.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
If the guy doesn't pick you up, you're just stuck in a world of conveyor belts.
Exactly.
That is so
True.
true. Oh my god.
True.
Oh my god. We should do a podcast on Indian education. That would bang views.
Wow.
So true.
But another thing, Navi, I want to talk about, because we were talking about this yesterday.
Yep.
You talked about how K-pop unifies people, and I have no idea how that works. Like, no offense, I mean the guys and girls doing this are super attractive and they can sing, but how does it unify people across the world? That seems so weird to me.
Like, because music is a language, even if you don't understand the language that you're singing in, but it just unites you. For example, you guys like Linkin Park.
Yes, we do.
I love Linkin Park.
Who
Through that,
doesn't?
I made
We
a
all do.
Rest in peace.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace. Rest in
yeah,
peace.
rest in peace. So like when you find someone who has common things, when you like, you would want to make friends with them, you want to be with them, right?
Mhm.
The same thing works with K-pop, but on a different level and in a different way. How do I say? Like we have our own apps for these communities. Like there's this thing called K-pop Amino. If you download that and
Amino.
join the yeah. So it even have anime aminos for if you're aware though.
Unfortunately, I am aware of that. Yes,
So
Why am I not surprised?
I
You
knew
will-
that.
you will
Go on.
meet a lot of people over there like who have this interest. Like you can talk a lot because I think it's mainly because of how transparent K-pop is. Like everything is out there.
I think part of that's because K-pop's only 30 years old, right? So there isn't as much what to say. Like when, for example, if you talk to a British person who's the best British band of all time, there's so many bands over the course of 50, 60 years. It's difficult to get a proper answer because there's so much competition, so many generations of people saying, "Oh, this was better in the 70s, it's better in the 80s, better in the 90s." But for K-pop, because it's so recent, especially I suppose because it's so recent in terms of an international audience, there isn't that controversy, there isn't that clash of my generation was better than yours to the music, so I guess that helps as well.
Yes, exactly. I think as generations are going by, we are like open to other things, very new things, even if you didn't know previously. Like thanks to access to technology and other stuff. I think like we're being more open-minded and to learn new things. And K-pop is one of them.
I was about to ask a profound question, but then I saw this image of this K-pop lady, and she literally looks like a Super Saiyan. Like, what the hell? I don't know what.
Raj, when you say you're looking at images at these ladies, can you be a bit more specific? 'Cause-
I typed in K-pop on Google, and on Google Images there's this blonde lady with spiky hair. I
Okay,
think.
Thank God.
So
I don't know what you're looking at, but
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, but
Yeah. I don't. No one knows what you're looking at, but I don't. I think I'm 100% certain. No one wants to know either.
Thank God this is a podcast, because if it wasn't, people will be knowing what Rosh looks at.
You don't want to know, my friend. You would be horrified by my internet history searches.
I want to know, and let's just end it at that.
So, speaking of, oh god,
I mean, if
oh.
Rosh's Instagram stories can send chills down my spine, I don't know what his search history would do.
oh my god, oh my god,
Just send it.
you
just
gotta
send
talk
it
about
to
it
Dave.
somewhere else.
you will die. Let's looking at my Instagram. I have many people
Stays
saying
on Rosh's computer. I mean, what happens on Rosh's computer stays in Rosh's computer.
pretty much.
They would
And
say
for
that.
good reason. That
I mean, yeah.
Shush, guys. We're here to talk about K-pop, and we're here to talk to not Butterfly. Sorry, Navi. For those of you who don't know, Navi means butterfly in not Chinese. Sorry, Korean. God damn it.
Good job, Judge.
good job, Rosh. Good job.
Well, I did research for this. I swear to God.
Yeah. Good job. You're killing it.
Okay. Look, I am killing it. This is why we get views. How did K-pop become popular in India? Segway, woohoo!
well, you might be surprised. Their culture and our culture is like quite similar, very similar in terms of like education, in terms of like how family systems work.
Really?
Yeah, you should explore it.
I assume you mean the South Koreans, not the North Koreans.
I mean, I don't
I
know
just
what Rosh is doing right now. Are you going to start a war right now or what?
Yes, I am. This podcast officially declares war on the entire universe.
Please
First
don't.
I mean-
Mars and
Please
the moon.
Please don't let this be the bad thing that happens next month.
Yeah, please. Let's just hope for peace. Let's
I
pray
think
Like
for peace.
literally, literally.
That's 2020.
I guess this month is done, and next month let's just end it at that.
Yeah, dude.
Like
I'm
literally, no. I'm just saying, like K-pop listening Martians come to Earth, and it's like we want to make the Koreans the next generation of awesome people. Yay! Everyone else fuck off. Oh no.
Show me what.
No, it
Let-
actually doesn't work like that. In K-pop, particularly, it's like we're all the same people. It's just different language. We're all together. We're all just humans. And
As well, isn't it?
speaking about India, actually Tamil is very close to Korean.
Mhm.
Like very close. You can what do you call in Tamil? Like what do you say in Tamil to come here?
Ingeva.
Ingeva.
The same thing in Korea is like Irava.
that's almost
Okay.
exactly the same.
I think I've seen a video where they have a
You,
Korean and a
you practically
Yes.
just spoke Tamil and said that it's Tamil.
So hypothetically, if I were to go to Korea right now and I didn't learn the language at all, I could understand at least a decent percent of it, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Unless you
Pretty
keep your
much.
language, proper, which people understand. Now that you yeah.
But then
What?
again, Rosh, think about it. Half of the Tamil people don't understand what you're speaking.
I mean, look, it's not my fault. I spent time in a billion different countries. Okay, I'm a multicultural man.
Vijay Mallya. You just got replaced with Vijay Mallya. So,
Yeah.
we got scammed.
I'm a man.
Transfer student.
Look,
Transfer student.
I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the people, man.
You know you're not.
You're the people of a man.
What? What?
That's how much sense you're making right now, dude.
I suppose. Like, in hindsight, what we should have done is, like, at least got a few names of some K-pop bands and asked about those specific bands to Navi. Right now, we're scrabbling for scraps at this point.
Okay, I know a band. I think it's a band, or is it a group? I don't know.
Which one?
Blackpink.
No.
Uh,
This
it's-
do you call them a band or do you call them a
Fortune.
group?
We call them a group.
Group. Okay. Clear.
There are K-pop bands, like
Oh, there are
bands.
as well? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are bands like Day6, CN Blue, The Rose, FT Island. Yeah.
I mean, what's the difference between a band and a group? My music knowledge is non-existent. So what's the difference between a band and a group?
like the band is like where they play instruments, and
Oh.
the group is that where they don't, but they have very well-crafted synchronized choreographies.
Well,
Okay.
in a nutshell, a band has poor people who have instruments of their own, whereas a group consists of rich people who play instruments for them.
That makes sense.
I
Yeah,
bet you don't
but
get that on Google.
but it doesn't have to do with rich or poor though.
I'm just making Rosh understand.
Yeah, so what did Mukil tell you about? Pink Black or Black Pink was
Blackpink.
It was
Black-
orange
Black-
blue.
it? Orange Blue, yes. The new Korean band made by Indians, Orange Blue. If the
And
podcast fails, we just do that.
yeah, so Blackpink, it's a girl group. They're like quite famous. They're all like dolls, lovely dolls. They had a comeback recently with
Mhm.
Selena Gomez. They featured
Oh.
they
Oh, wait, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. That
Yeah.
sounds vaguely familiar.
it's called Ice Cream.
I
You should
think
go
I've heard
listen
of
to
it.
it.
I
was
heard,
just
I heard,
reminding
I heard
I
ice cream. It was really weird though for me.
Yeah, it's like a different take in K-pop.
Mhm.
It's usually K-pop is very experimental in
Mhm.
nature, and when it comes to collaborations, they're even more experimental.
Mhm.
Oh, didn't Aoki, what's his name? I forget his name. Steve Aoki do some
Steve
collab
Aoki.
with some K-pop guys?
Yeah,
they
yeah,
He did
yeah.
with BTS actually.
He also
Was it
did with
BTS?
Monster.
Oh yeah.
That was actually pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Big Drop.
Da, 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 ba, da, ba. I remember the tune, that's not it.
Da, 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 da.
What's
I'm
that
actually
song's
bad at
name?
singing.
What's that song's name?
It's called Mic Drop.
Mic Drop.
A
Yeah.
bop.
It was a
bop.
sick
Mic Drop.
song.
It's a
I
dope
think-
song. Like
And that's one of the first K-pop songs I've heard actually.
Oh, is it?
Actually, yeah.
No,
Oh.
the first K-pop song I heard was Oppa Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that goes way back.
I have a
That
funny
was
story
way
about
back.
Gangnam
that
Style.
that
That
that was
was
the
in
OG
2012.
shit, dude.
I think is it wrong
I'm
with
not
my
sure.
saying that
Mhm.
that Gangnam Style is the one that introduced 99% of the Western audience to K-pop? If
Would
it,
I
if
Yeah,
I'm,
agree?
it
You
did. It
might
did.
not
You're
be
not
wrong.
wrong.
You might be right.
Yeah.
because
Yeah, you're
I
not
I
remember
don't
wrong.
really know a person who doesn't know
How does
Gangnam
Rosh
Style.
know his facts?
because I'll tell you a fact. I'll tell you a fun story about Gangnam Style. It actually
Please don't.
released.
Don't.
No. It released on the same day as me turning 14 in France.
Oh.
Yeah, literally. I was when I was in England. We went on a school trip to Belgium and France for I don't know to
Story
go to
time.
World War. Sorry.
Story time.
Story time, yeah, story time. So gather around, children. If the audience is still here, please, this will be somewhat interesting. If not, skip this bit to the next 10 seconds. So basically, when I was in the UK, we went on a school trip to both France and Belgium, in which we're looking at these old World War I memorials. We went to the place where D-Day happened, which is World War II, which was the bit where the British, the Americans invaded France, which Nazi occupied France in World War II. We saw graves of World War I soldiers and stuff like that. It was pretty interesting. And I turned 14 years old on the same day Gangnam Style came out. I didn't know about this until 3 or 4 months later, but still. And so when I saw Gangnam Style, because some guy was talking about it, it already had like 200 million views in like 4 months. I was like, wait. Then I saw like the day of its release. I won't say the actual date because I don't want people to know my birthday. But I was like, wait, I was in France when this came out. What the hell? Because I
Rosh,
didn't tell anyone.
Rosh, people will still know when it is.
Rosh,
Oh
I
no.
Rosh, I myself don't know when your birthday is.
Oh, thank the Lord. Good. I mean,
I
to be
Even know
fair,
now.
I
in
don't
my
know.
defense, I didn't tell anyone it was my birthday till the next day because I didn't want the attention from all the group.
You could have told Sai gave you a special birthday gift. He dropped a song especially for you
Dude,
on
no
your
one
birthday.
knew what that was at the time because once again it only became viral a few weeks after it came out, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway, even if I knew. Who's this fat guy talking about Gangnam? Why should I care? This is boring, I would have thought.
He's actually a very well respected artist in Korea, like trust me.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
But the thing about Gangnam Style is it's like, oh my god, the video is so random. Like at the time, like legit, like I haven't seen it in years. I still remember so much of the stuff, like the weird thing in the elevator, and like that stuff in like hot bath and stuff, like the cars and like the way he like walks around those girls. I was like, oh my god, what am I watching?
Yeah, I believe he caught in some controversy down in Malaysia. I read about it somewhere.
Yeah. Probably.
Is that why no one talks about him?
It's like in Infinity War. We don't do that here. We don't.
I haven't heard his music in a long ass time.
Like that's a different topic altogether. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So like
Right.
yeah, but oh my
Moving
god,
on.
didn't Psy do a music video with Snoop Dogg once? I swear to God.
Oh
he did
yeah,
that.
Hangover. The song's name was
That's it,
Hangover.
Yeah.
Hangover.
That was a wacky song, dude.
It's so weird.
It was
The
so weird,
last
but
song of,
so
I
good
got
at the
this
same
one.
time.
I got it from my daddy.
Oh yeah, that was also good.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
that's a
obsessed with
good
that
song.
Dude, you were obsessed with that song for years, not for years, for like at least a month in college. I forget which semester, but every single time someone said anything slightly inappropriate, you're like, I got it from my daddy, and he started like doing this weird dance. I was like, dude, what is wrong with you?
Mhm. The last time I heard Sai, it was like New Phase, I think. That was the song's name, I think.
Oh, that's a
yeah.
pop. New
I
face.
have never heard it.
New face. New face. You should check it out. It's really good.
Also,
I think he
speaking of
dropped
BT
2 songs. It was New Face and I Love It. I
It's-
definitely remember that.
It's so good.
Both of them are
But,
really good bops.
Can I? Speaking of Psy, like, what determines the popularity of certain certain groups within K-pop? Because, for example, like 10 years ago, One Direction was the biggest thing. Then after that, Ed Sheeran became a big thing, and blah 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 blah. You know, it changes somewhat
Yeah.
organically over the years. Since I don't follow K-pop, how does the whole popularity thing work over there? What determines a band? Not band. I should say a group's popularity. Like, what makes BTS is the most mainstream one from a Western point of view? What made them so famous, and how did they bridge the gap between a Korean or Asian audience to like a Western audience? You know?
If you go back to their early debut days, they talk a lot about education, how society standards in education, like how a person should be, like, you should score this 90s, which we have even in India and
In
pretty much
India as
most
well,
of the
yeah.
world. Like there's this heavy competition, like how it is for IIT in India, it's over there too. It's like really, really, really competitive. And they address those topics which were traditionally a taboo in Korean society.
Really, as taboo.
Yeah, like you're not supposed to talk
Oh,
about it. Like you're supposed to listen to
really?
the elders. Like you should be this
Oh,
good
like
child in the
that.
family.
Okay.
Was it
So
just
kind of
me
like
or
that in
was
India as
Rosh
well.
harmonizing right now?
I
Yeah,
mean,
like
it's
I mean, I felt the same thing as well. I thought he was harmonizing for a second.
So yeah, like that's pretty much
but
there everywhere. Even in India, like you're not a good child if you don't score like above 95. If you're not getting 99, the neighboring uncle's son will get like 99.9. So
what is this, Ravi? Your son, my uncle's son, Ramonajan, he got 29,000 out of 100 in maths. You only got 22,000. What is this?
Hey, such Mylapore behavior this
Exactly.
is, dude.
What?
Mylapore behavior.
Such
Mylapore.
Mylapore behavior this is, dude. What is this?
I mean,
What is this? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So coming back to BTS, like how long have you been active for? Like
They have debuted in 2013. So like right now,
Oh.
this is their 8th year. It's been
that's
7
really
years since they
recent,
debuted.
actually. It's very recent
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Oh. But I remember, do you know James Corden and Carpool Karaoke, right?
yes.
Yeah.
The BTS guys were on the Carpool Karaoke, and I think only one guy speaks proper English. And I think one of them said they were a band for like 10 years. I must be misremembering, but were they
No, it's actually. Yeah, go ahead.
No, please stop, please. You know more about this than I do. You should be the one talking.
It's actually not like misremembering, but they actually trained together before their debut. So the
Oh,
groups are actually already formed way before their debut. They
Really?
live together. They literally do everything together, like eat, sleep, dance, practice, poop,
But
whatever it is.
wouldn't
They
that
do
be, wouldn't that
everything.
be quite like conflicting? Because they must have been like what? They must have been teenagers when they first started, right? A bunch of
Yes.
teenage boys living together is either going to be fun as all hell or just going to be fighting together all the time.
Yeah, like everything has its highs and lows, obviously, because how competitive the industry is, they had to like work without sleeping, they had to practice without
Oh.
sleeping, they had to go on diets because of the beauty standards.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's like really, really hardcore. Like if you survive that training, you can survive anywhere in the world, trust me.
It's like Indian education. If you survive here, you can survive anywhere. Or Indian driving, for that matter.
Yeah, true, that's true.
Like Mukil, for example, is like a NASCAR driver compared to most people in the West.
What?
Like the skills in driving, I'm saying, like,
I
because
did not get that analogy.
no, because I mean, like considering the number of times we could have died.
No,
because
I
of
don't
idiots
think
driving around the world.
Pablo has ever been in a car with me.
Has he
did,
not?
I did.
Where?
When
When?
you came to college for this group, 4Z, I guess, and we went out to me and another guy named Praneeth and we went to this was that OMR.
We went to Food Street.
Yeah, we went to Food Street.
Oh, were you there?
I was there. I was
Oh,
sitting in the front
yeah,
seat,
yeah.
right next to you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
what you did.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was very loud.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, no, but the thing is, I was talking about the Indian driving. I'll go back to the K-pop later. But literally, because of how chaotic the roads are here, if you know how to drive here, even somewhat competently, if you go to the West where people actually follow the bloody rules like normal people, you will be a god-tier driver over there if you understand the rules of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
I-
Like you'd be a god tier driver if you're just able to read the signs.
That's true.
That's
Wow,
it.
I should actually be taking lessons.
Like
I
driving.
didn't take yet.
Driving in India should be a competitive sport. It's
Oh
that
my
hard.
god, yeah.
It should be in the Olympics,
Oh
dude.
my God.
It's that hard.
Legit. Like you know
If
the
you can
Top Gear
drive in
guys,
India,
right?
I'm sure you can drive anywhere else in the
car.
world.
How long can you survive without a single scratch on the car?
Wow.
Pretty.
Trust me, it's not that hard. Shit.
Even
Anyway,
if you
then-
don't end up scratching your car, others will.
Dude, literally, the other day, we'll stop talking about traffic later. But the other day, I was driving to some supermarket, okay, to get some food because of course COVID and all that. I was,
You drive.
I was driving an automatic. Shut up. So
Hold on, Rosh. You know to drive.
yeah, I can drive an automatic, but I can drive.
It doesn't matter if it's an automatic. How did I not know you can drive?
I can drive. I can
I
drive
thought-
in medium traffic by India.
I thought you
heavy
walk to
traffic
places
comparable.
because you're too scared to drive.
No. The reason why I walked in most places is because oh, for fuck's sake, someone's calling me. Give me a bloody second.
Take your time. Take your time. Well, till
Now-
he's
So
back.
Navi,
Now he's gone.
okay, she's gone. Okay.
No, I'm here.
Rosh-
I'm
Rosh
just
is
saying.
gone.
Rosh
Okay.
is gone.
So I was gonna ask about Hermit Clan actually.
Oh, okay.
So since it's been a while since you guys started,
Yeah.
so where are you guys headed in future specifically? Are you guys gonna stick towards like just dancing? Or are you guys gonna like go towards like K-pop, singing and stuff?
Actually, we are planning for a lot of content. It's just that everyone has so many different schedules. They're all like
Mhm.
different ages. Our youngest is 14 and the oldest is like 29.
Ooh.
So, like, we're like 9 people and it's chaotic to schedule our, one particular timing. But we definitely want to go beyond the dance scene.
Mhm.
We are thinking to go on YouTube and probably
Oh.
a lot of surprise thingies.
Why haven't you
Mhm.
started a YouTube channel yet, though? Because that's a pretty organic way of,
Mhm.
spreading out your content for especially if it's over a few minutes long.
Actually, we were going to, but the COVID has
Oh.
come in the way.
That's ruined
Oh,
everything.
that's-
It kind of ruined
Sucks.
everything this year.
We actually had everything planned, but
Yasin,
I had plans.
Yasin, let me rephrase your statement. It's kind of ruining everything this year. It's not
Yeah,
done
it's-
ruining shit.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's going on.
Yeah, it's true.
It's still going on.
Yeah.
Still going on, unfortunately.
It's like
Like-
really, really bad.
2020 is bad so far. The fires at Iraq, for those at Iraq, Iran, that Trump
Hey,
messed up.
On the bright
Sure.
side, at least they opened up the malls here. So
I'm
Yeah.
not going until next year. I
We
swear to
gotta
God, I'm
respect
too
them,
scared.
man. Who are like
Over here,
Same,
they
Rosh.
do it as well.
Same.
saving our economy.
I'm too scared to go to malls. I don't want to go to malls. I'm terrified. I don't want to get COVID.
Same
Economy still
word,
is good.
Same.
Like, the only reason I'm not going back to the gym anytime soon, I want to, I really do, but I'm scared of getting an infection while driving to the gym.
I think
wait, if you get an infection while driving to the gym, the contagion is in your car, not the
Oh
gym.
yeah. But how has
Well-
COVID affected K-pop though? How has it affected the K-pop industry? Because surely they can't do the music videos and they can't go to like record studios and stuff
Specifically
like
where-
that.
I mean,
Mhm.
with K-pop, they actually had a similar situation in 2015 with SARS.
Oh,
So-
of
Okay.
course.
They're actually quite prepared for all of this. A lot of
Mhm.
recordings still go on,
Right.
but they're pushed back, not like cancelled out
It was like postponed
completely.
basically.
Yeah, they're postponed, but they're still happening. There are a lot of music
Okay.
shows happening, a lot of interviews and all that,
Mhm.
but
Because-
following all the safety measures and stuff.
Mhm.
Pretty
I,
obvious.
I say that because I remember Elon Musk or someone saying that the only good thing coming out of this is that it prepares the world for a worse pandemic if it ever happens in the next few decades, because we at least have some idea as to what to do.
Mhm.
Yes, that's actually true.
We will have no idea of what to do if another pandemic happens.
I
Yeah,
have
I-
hope. I have hope, but
We're not done
I'm
with the current one.
All of
Oh, that's a
us,
good
all
point.
of us here right now know that's a fact.
Yeah, yeah,
um,
it's like
the
mentally
optimistic
matching.
the optimistic child in me is trying to make a point against that, but I can't make anything against that. So
I totally love your optimism, Rosh. Even though if you don't have anything to back up, that's
Yeah.
called optimism.
it's like I'm just saying humanity suffered worse diseases in the past. We'll be fine for the most part, I assume.
Yeah, we
At least
hope
you're
so.
trying to keep your mental
Morale up.
peace positive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
actually
mean-
quite good. So brave
mean,
of you.
I mean, another thing I have to say, talk about is you know the Korean beauty standards, right? Or the K-pop
Yes.
beauty standard things. I have a question. Is it like, for example, how some Bollywood actors, because they're related to some directors and stuff like that, they have time to get into shape and look good? Does that happen in K-pop as well, where if they don't look the part but they sing really well, the producers will be like, okay, we'll give you a couple months to work out, diet, and look a certain way, then we'll let you go, or do you have to look a certain way by default?
It's not like default. By default, looking good is important. But if you have the skills, the companies will invest in you to get you in shape. So if you have the talent, like singing or dancing or something, if you have a skill that they can, market for or they can invest on, they will definitely work on your physical appearance. They will help you polish completely, like from your tips of your hair to the tips of your toes.
I see.
Everything will be taken care of. Yeah.
I thought you said taken off. I was like, they'll cut off every part of your body.
No. That's the
No,
other
they're
part of
taken
Korea.
care
Though.
of.
That's the other
That's
part
the
of
other
Korea.
Yeah. So, well, we've been recording for a while now, so I think it's
Yeah. So on the note of cutting parts of people off, I think we can call this episode to an end. Yeah.
But Navi, I have
yeah.
one last question.
Okay.
To people who know jack shit about K-pop, what is because there's a lot of preconceived negative notions about K-pop, saying, oh my god, it's so weird. What's one thing you can tell people to at least to give it a shot, to go, it's not bad, it's pretty good. It might not be your cup of tea, but what's one thing you can tell people to tip their toe into the water of K-pop, which makes no sense, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. There are subtitles available for everything.
I need subtitles right now.
Matter
Whatever
of
Ross
fact.
said.
There is subtitles for
listen
each
to
and everything. I'm not kidding. Like everything. Like there's no excuse people cannot give to not to try. It's like a personal preference if you like it or not, but giving it a try is definitely a good start.
I shall give my personal recommendation for the 2 K-pop songs I know. Try Gangnam Style and try Boy of Love.
I mean,
Sure.
you can pretty much listen to anything from Psy. That's all his songs are pretty dope.
They're
Yeah,
bloody,
definitely.
they're crazy as hell, and I love it. It's like the LMFAO but Korean.
Exactly.
You guys can DM me. I can send you a huge list. I can introduce you to this world.
I made that mistake with a few friends before.
I
They-
recently
they even-
discovered G Idol, which
Oh
was
yes. Yeah.
which is really good actually.
Is that a
compared to, like, the
show?
stuff we
Is that a band? Sorry, a group? Or?
It's a group.
Okay.
It's a I actually did a dance cover on this song called "Oh My God." You should go check it out on Hermit
I've
Clan
listened to it. It's
Instagram.
really good. Mhm. I'll look
Yeah,
into it.
guys, follow Hermit Clan on Instagram.
Mhm.
Their page is pretty
We'll
awesome.
look forward to it as well.
And
we have
yes,
links
if
to
you
follow
guys
us on
have any questions, if you want to be featured in our podcast, do hit us up on Twitter. Our
Mhm.
handle is
At
@HyleGen. And yeah, stay home, stay safe, stay awesome.
And learn Korean,
Yeah, and learn Korean. It's
Me.
pretty easy.
Yeah,
apparently.
it's quite easy. It's quite
If you're a
easy.
Tamilian, if you're a Tamilian, yeah. But
If you're from
Yeah.
yeah, it's
All right,
easy, otherwise
guys.
good luck.
We'll see you in the
We'll see you
next
guys in
one.
the next one.